Hey garden friends, it is a cool morning. Can you believe it? The heat wave's over. 4th week of July. This is the Secret Cottage Garden, and you're going to see a lot of changes, so come on along. So here we are, week 4, Secret Cottage Garden, as well as Primrose Cottage Garden, and what changes we have made. So Primrose patio is pretty much the same. Still got work to do back here, but that's always the case, so no worries. Down here, you'll see I put in a new phlox, cleaned up this area. I think I will either make a trellis that comes down from here for this rose, because it will get a bit taller if I train it up. And or I can put in a like another Albertine, which does really well, and that would grow up that would be really pretty there. Liatris. Yeah, down here you can see not a lot of progress, but here my little half or quarter barrel. Look, there's my morning glory coming up. I put some of the ground cover in here. The seeds in the center doesn't seem, oh, nope, I see a seedling coming up. I was a little worried because I put the white lion daisies in there. Over here, I have cleaned out a few things, cut a few things back, like the purple rooster monarda needs to be cut back. Look at this Noble Antony rose. It's just living the good life here. Filling in after I had deadheaded it after the first flush of blooms, and now it's going strong. This area right here, I just showed you before, I am filling in down there with stuff, debris, etc. Then I will cover it with some, I got a load of that turkey compost. I'll show you the pile in a minute. But right here, this obelisk was covered at one time with my Tuss roses that are at the beginning of the Rose Cottage Garden. And they did gorgeous here. I'm thinking of bringing them back here and plant them in cages so the gophers can't eat them. But yes, I deadheaded the daisies. This bed here is going to get some cool flowers, meaning I'm going to seed flowers that will bloom earlier in spring. I dumped some chicken debris on my composter. It's going to compost down. I have a little sprinkler head in there that wets it. I still got more. Look at down here. I've been piling it. So this will be great for my garden. Look at these hollyhocks. Aren't those gorgeous with the yellow centers? There's no irrigation along this side of the garden, and I'm planning on putting some so I can put other flowers. Look at this. Demitasse, doing beautiful. This petunia, I grew it from seed. Look at that thing just going crazy. And my squash in there. Yes, this is my new garden that I'm going to, I think I'm going to take you along. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to give myself a couple hours, maybe 3 hours, and tackle this, and we'll see how far we get and what I can do with it. But that's a new garden area. Down there is the back lane garden. That too is going to get an overhaul and just be fun. I'm just having fun with it. I'm not worried about a timetable or anything, and in fall I probably will have a lot of plants to move back there. Look at the liatris. Isn't that beautiful? Now I will tell you, I have been doing a lot of work back here, making changes for the better. Oh, I just disturbed Hummingbird. Let's step back and see if I can get her to come and bathe. Maybe if I'm quiet. Whoops, I moved. You see, they love that. This morning I was sitting out here on my steps that's behind me, just watching the birds coming to bathe in that little fountain. So, let's see what has changed. I am thinking of moving these two over there beside this again. And it makes quite a statement there. And then I'll put some irrigation to them. You see this one? got a little scorched in the heat wave, and I don't think it got consistent water. I wanted to share something with you. My larkspur here is about done. I'm going to collect the seed. This sedum, beautiful. Love it. I have another piece right down in there. I think the sedum, the heat wave, it just got too dry, hot and dry. So I'm starting to put the spaghetti tubing in, drip tubing, between my pathway so I can start encouraging ground cover to grow in there, that'll grow in between the pathway. I had been relying on spraying it down, and that just wasn't working. My Coco Loco roses are just coming back into bloom. Let me see this one. Aren't those just so neat? I love that color. Some people don't like it, but I love it. So my hydrangeas over there are doing just gorgeous. I don't know, somebody must be chopping. Oh, I know what they're doing. They're digging out the cement of the garage. One of my neighbors. Hopefully, my new microphone is supposed to have background noise suppression. So I'm just learning it. So we'll see how this works. Now you see this grass. You can probably see it. This is called Frosted Explosion. It grows from seed. You can see all the little seed pods on it that make it look like something exploded, but it's really pretty. Now I knocked it down walking through. You see this piece knocked down? The birds this morning were just having a feast on this thing. So if you want to attract little birds, fun little birds, here's a whole patch of it. Then grow some of this. They just were really going to town, and I was just sitting on the stairs with my coffee, enjoying watching them. Look at that, the circle garden with my pink wave petunias. Some of these I grew from seed, and some of these I got on the bargain rack of Lowe's in the spring, and I had to keep them in the greenhouse for a while because they get them in much sooner than I can put them out in the garden. But yeah, but they're pretty in the greenhouse too. So here is some more wave petunias. They do beautiful in my garden. There was one over there that reseeded itself. It was a white one. These, I'm about ready to pull these out. They're getting a little raggedy looking, and I want to be able to see the wave petunias better along the path. This Black-Eyed Susan will also come out. I've been pulling things out that, okay, I watched them bloom for a little bit. That was great. Now I'm ready for them to get out of the way. That reseeded themselves. So this foxglove is still blooming. I cut it back, doing beautiful. That's my white Nancy Lamium. It's coming this way a little more than I want it to, so I'll just pull it out where it's coming in. Look at this ebb tide. This was a tiny little cutting my mom gave me from hers. It's planted in a pot down in the soil so that the gophers do not eat it. And so far, so good. Look at this. This is my Firefighter Rose. This is my only hybrid tea that I have in the garden, and it's doing gorgeous. I think it loves the warm nights we've been having. It's never looked this good in my garden. So I can only say that it must be the heat wave with the warmer nights. We usually get much cooler at night. Now these wave petunias, these were the ones that I put in window box containers, but I accidentally let them get dried out during the heat wave, so they're struggling. So I thought I'm going to put them in the ground so that they can recover, and they will. They'll do beautiful in their new area. So you see that dark? That is the turkey compost from the turkey farm. See, I put 2 new roses down in there. The fairy rose, and I think this is Beulah Blakely, that vintage rose that I got. That they found in a Colorado gravesite. It was a child's grave. I just thought it had a sweet story. A couple of zinnias. I had seeded a whole bunch in there, and I just didn't come up. These are not looking that great. I don't know why. I'm going to cut it back. Maybe the next ones. Last year they were more of a pom-pom. So I deadheaded these ground cover daisies. They will rebloom. And you can see even over here, I'm trying to find where that hummingbird is that's clicking at me. Anyways, this is a daisy. It's too far forward. So I'm going to dig it up and put it back further. I will wait. This week's cooling down. We had another heat wave, temperatures in the hundreds, close to 100. And so I didn't want to do it during that. But next week it's supposed to be down to the 80s for a high with the 50s for the lows at night. So it might be a good time. I put some more of my, this sedum out here. This is, it's not the lemon coral. This one's called lemon ball. Lemon ball sedum. More of the frosted explosion grass. Here is some iris that I dug out of here that I am going to look at my video to see what color it is. And there's still more back there. So I may just put on the back hillside. And here is some pink profusion salvia. I need to deadhead that a little bit. That's a new one. And this is that other phlox that matched the one that I put over there by Primrose Cottage. And my oriental poppy's reflushing after I cut it back. So this area is what you could really tell the difference. The larkspur was done, pulled it out. I pulled out the rose campion here. I wanted something shorter. So these two plants will be shorter, plus they are perennial, so they should be good. I had a dahlia back there that was kind of obscured by everything. That thing was in the pot all winter long, and it came up. I'm shocked. Usually they do not overwinter for me. So maybe it was a better winter for them. Now here's a metal heart shape. And then I think I'm going to fill that with stones so that it just is a nice spot in front of my tool shed. All of my phlox, this is getting ready to bloom. This is white phlox. I think it's David is the name of this one. I thought I had put my purple phlox back here too. So I'm deciding if I'm going to put my crepe myrtle back here, my crepe myrtle tree. I think that'll be a good spot for it. Yeah, I think that will work. I also have a reblooming lilac. It's called Pur Pink or Pink Pur. Anyways, it's a cross between pink and purple. Yeah, it smelled so pretty when I walked by it in the garden center. I couldn't resist it. So my Colette rose is looking much better than it had been. It finally recovered from those late freezes and it's blooming away. Though I did share with you that this winter or fall, see how this cane is looking really nasty? I'm going to cut that out to the base when it gets time to do that. This container, I put my ivy geraniums in and some Silver Falls dichondra. Those were cuttings off of another one, and it just is going to town. My iceberg rose, you'll notice I cut it off the fence. It was just looking too mangy. Now I need to get up here with a ladder and tie all these long canes down and deadhead it. So look at these echinacea. This was a volunteer I let just come on up. Yeah, this is some asters that I got last year, and they were in the pot, so I planted them here. So they're really pretty. My agrostoma, I'm hoping will reseed. It's supposed to reseed. But I haven't had success with that here. I think I just need to plant more. More. This sexy Rexy rose has not stopped blooming since it started. So I'm very impressed with this. I'm so sad that I lost the other one. It died. It was over in the Rose Cottage Garden. I do not know why it died. I didn't show any evidence of the gophers eating it. My two rosemary topiaries. This is a Gara I put in here. It's supposed to stay short. Even without blooms, I just love the red on the foliage. I put in my butterfly weed. I have two different ones. And doing beautiful. My Shaggy Maggie daisies, they just topple over. I'm going to have to put them in a complete round cage to keep them upright. They're kind of obscuring. I have salvia. These are the salvias I took cuttings from last spring, and I've been placing them all around the garden. Look at this sweet pea. My sweet peas this year, didn't do great. That's about the only one I got. I usually have sweet peas all over, and I love scented flowers. Now I'm going to chop back my trumpet lily. It bloomed during the very hot part. of the heat wave, and it just went over very quickly. So I'll cut it back and hope for a better year next year. They like it cooler. I have been tying up or in these two vintage roses that bloom along this back area. You see that one's growing upwards. I don't want it to. I will tie it along there where that ladder is. So, yeah, just a quick overview. Of course, the ugly ladder's in the way, but I wanted to get this done. We are getting ready for a short weekend trip. So I've got to get out here, and anything that's in containers that will have to be watered, I'll have to move in the shade or provide something for them. I don't know if I have enough of the terracotta little Oya pots. So like these geraniums and stuff, I'm going to have to find something to put them in. Now, this was 3 roots of this. This is Persian Nepeta, so Persian blue. 2 of them didn't make it, so I need to contact the company. Oh, those rascals. You see that dugout? That's got to be the raccoons or skunks. That's a little Brunnera. That one is called Alexander's Great Brunnera. So I got to protect that. Maybe put it in a bigger pot. So this is the bed that I need to dig out. I just put these echinaceas in here to get them protected because they were eaten by the gophers, and I had to do something. But this is really part of my vegetable and strawberry garden. So look at my jalapeno. Doesn't that look yummy? Some French marigolds. These, I want to hurry up and get the seeds collected. I'm almost tempted just to pull them out without collecting the seeds, but I thought, what a waste. I want room for everything else that's growing in here and not worry about those poppies. All right, let's go in the bespoke greenhouse. See how the tomatoes are doing with the little pots. I took that one out over there. I'm going to put it back. I was trying to figure out why it was emptying so much faster than the other 2. And then I remembered, let me go around the corner. I have a fruit tree back here. And the tree is probably sucking all the moisture. So that tomato is going to have a struggle, or I'm going to have to give it another pot. Now there is a volunteer tomato that I thought I'm going to let that grow and see what it is. I'll probably stake it and just have it climb up the stake up to the top. So I might put an Oya pot between the 2, and then that one maybe you'll make sure that this one over here gets enough water. I think that's my beefsteak. This is my Genuine, and this is my Camp Joy. So, yeah, so much going on. Oh, my echinops, I didn't notice it till just now. Look, it's starting to bloom. This thing can be a bully, reseeds readily, whatever. Cannas, I just like it for the leaf. If it blooms, that'll be a big bonus. So over here is an area that's really dry, and I bought some more Oya pots to put in next to all of these tomatoes, and even by these lavender. Lavender do like a lot more water than most people realize. So, okay. This back here, I've been working on a bit, not a lot. I have been trying to revive everything. I just posted a video on deadheading my perennials after the heat wave so that I can get rebloomed. They all tried to go to seed because of the heat, and so I needed to do a quick prune on them. But yeah, so I haven't been back here as much as I wanted. This pile of debris needs to get cleaned up. But I bought 2 peppers. These are the, what is they again? Poblanos. And look, they're a little scorched because this is a real hot spot, which peppers usually like heat. So, yeah, I planted them in there, hoping for the best. They'll recover, but I do have to keep them watered. This is another bed that is great for the Oya pots, so I have some more on order. Look at this rose. I've forgotten which one this was. It has struggled because in the area it wasn't getting watered regularly enough. So, but that is just pretty. It's getting a little scorched because it's a hot spot. But yeah, this is the greenhouse garden, and it's just a work in progress. Work in progress. So that is, I tried to be quick. Tried to be quick with this Secret Garden Cottage tour, and I hope you enjoyed it for this 4th week of July. And after this latest heat wave, I probably will have another round of deadheading to do, but that's okay. I still have so many beautiful plants flowering that whatever I have to chop back, it's no great loss. They have their chance to bloom. I enjoyed them, and now other things are coming into bloom, and they will rebloom. Our first frost is probably usually mid-October, so I can enjoy my gardens through that time. So I will see you in my next video. You know you're a garden nut when a big pile of composted turkey manure makes your heart sing. Isn't that the most beautiful thing? I've got to mulch a lot of spots with this, and I've already been enjoying it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, the improvements are dramatic in the Secret Cottage Garden, and I told you a few things that I'm working on. The phlox, the white David phlox, is so big. I'm going to be dividing that and moving some to the back lane garden. A lot of things I'm dividing that I know are tough are going to go back there. And then I will have some still in the Secret Cottage Garden because it's a great late summer bloomer. I have the purple one that's out front, just started blooming. When I do my next entrance garden tour, you'll see it. Yeah, I thought I divided and put some back there. I'm putting back there because back there's the garden. So that, hopefully those took and they're going to bloom because that pretty purple is just gorgeous. And then, what else did I do? Oh, I planted the roses. So there's going to be roses, more roses back there, just because they're such a tough plant, and I love roses. I just do. So I'm going to have plenty around all of my gardens. And there's even in the back lane garden, they seem to love it back there. So I have plenty back there. So I showed you areas that I want to clean up and plant. I'm going to put really tough, hardy stuff, and maybe like just a green area that it's not any flowers, or if there is, like white, something like that. So it's all ideas. I just love putting in new areas and seeing how they come together. But I got to keep it easy because, like you, I don't have a lot of time. I don't want to be tied to the garden 24/7. I want to be able to go and do stuff. And that's something I wanted to share. We made plans for a trip to Bouchard Gardens up in Victoria for our anniversary, 27 years. So that is coming up, and I will take you along. I know that if I videoed everything, it would be hours and hours. So I'm just going to give you the highlights, probably. Yeah, and then I will share it with you for sure. So come on along, friends, and I will. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button, and then you will be informed when I post those new videos of Bouchard Gardens, as well as whatever else I have for you. So yeah, coming up, I'm going to have like a definite heavy pruning, fall pruning of roses coming up, and so many other things. So see you then.